I burned out on my Wall Street job. I quit the job thinking the job was the problem.
Yeah.
And then recreated the same thing in my tiny apartment in San Francisco trying to build a coaching practice. This time without a paycheck, without stability, and having no idea what I was doing, right? And I found myself back on path one in the early days of entrepreneurship. And then I feel like I found my groove. I found my rhythm. I found out how to do this in a way that aligned with me spiritually and that aligned with my values, and all of that happened. And then I had a child and the pandemic happened. And it brought me to my knees again. So this idea of path three is really just this emergence of my own understanding just in these past few years. What is path three? And path three is a different way. It's a more sacred way. It's a more soulful way. It doesn't require us to abandon our ambition, and it doesn't require us to collapse in the exhaustion of that ambition. But it's this path where we learn how to rest, we learn how to trust, we learn how to surrender, these feminine principles. And then we also know how to create structure and systems and how to work when we need to work. But we don't flip from one to the other on repeat. It's this really beautiful, sacred path of both and. And I think a lot of what's required in that is trusting ourselves, trusting life, trusting the being just as much as we trust the doing. And that's a whole journey in and of itself to get to that place where we don't feel like we have to burn it all down or burn out. Like we don't have to burn out or opt out, that we can actually allow for like this sacred emergence of a sacred third in a different way.